The Panama Canal, a marvel of engineering and a vital artery of global trade, is on the brink of becoming a hotbed of geopolitical tension, as nations scramble for influence and control over this crucial passage. This seemingly tranquil waterway, once a symbol of American ingenuity and power, is now entangled in a complex web of economic interests, national security concerns, and great power rivalry involving multiple stakeholders. Could the canal, once under U.S. control, ignite international friction and conflict? The answer lies in understanding the historical forces at play, including past treaties and agreements, the motivations of the key players involved, such as the United States, China, and Panama itself, and the potential consequences of their actions on global trade and security. The Panama Canal's strategic importance is undeniable and has only increased over time. It serves as a critical shortcut for maritime traffic, linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through a 50-mile waterway, saving ships thousands of miles of travel. For over a century, it has facilitated the movement of goods, warships, and people, shaping the global economic and geopolitical landscape in profound ways. Today, as the world grapples with the rise of new powers and the resurgence of old rivalries, the canal's significance has only grown, making it a focal point of international strategy. The stakes are particularly high for the United States, which has long viewed the Panama Canal as a vital national interest and a key element of its strategic posture. From its construction in the early 20th century to its operation for much of the past century, the canal has been inextricably linked to American power and influence in the Western Hemisphere, serving as a testament to U.S. engineering and strategic foresight. However, the U.S. no longer holds the same sway it once did, and the canal's future is far from certain, with new players entering the scene. As we navigate this complex terrain, it is imperative to examine the historical context, the current dynamics, and the evolving geopolitical landscape, and the potential implications of the Panama Canal's evolving role in global affairs, which could redefine international relations. The decisions made today will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come and potentially altering the balance of power on a global scale. The story of the Panama Canal is one of audacious dreams, groundbreaking engineering, and the unyielding quest for global connectivity. This monumental feat reshaped trade routes and brought the world closer together. For centuries, the idea of a canal slicing through the narrowest part of the Americas captivated explorers and visionaries. The dream of linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans was a tantalizing goal. It wasn't until the late 1800s that this dream began to materialize. The Industrial Revolution introduced new technologies and engineering methods, making this ambitious project seem achievable. Inspired by their success with the Suez Canal, the French embarked on the first attempt to cut through Panama's dense jungles and challenging terrain. Their initial optimism was sky-high. However, the French faced overwhelming challenges. The project's scale was enormous, and Panama's conditions were far harsher than expected. Disease, especially malaria and yellow fever, decimated the workforce, claiming thousands of lives. The lack of effective medical treatments made these diseases particularly deadly. The unforgiving terrain and logistical nightmares further hindered progress. The dense jungle and rugged landscape were constant obstacles. By the early 1900s, the French project had collapsed, leaving behind financial ruin and shattered dreams. The canal seemed more distant than ever. Enter the United States, eager to assert its global influence and recognizing the canal's strategic importance. The vision was revived with renewed determination. Led by President Theodore Roosevelt, a champion of American power, the U.S. secured the canal rights and embarked on this monumental task. Roosevelt's resolve was crucial in driving the project forward. Under the guidance of engineers like John Stevens and George Goethals, the Americans overcame the obstacles that had defeated the French. Their innovative strategies and relentless drive were key to success. They introduced strict sanitation measures to combat disease, revolutionized excavation techniques, and assembled a massive, diverse workforce from around the globe, all united by a common goal. After years of grueling work and significant investment, the Panama Canal was completed in 1914. Its opening heralded a new era in global trade and transportation, forever altering the movement of goods and people between the oceans. The completion of the Panama Canal was a game-changer for the U.S., showcasing an engineering marvel and a major geopolitical win. It cemented America's status as a global powerhouse, flexing its industrial and military muscles in the Western Hemisphere. For over 60 years, the canal was under U.S. control thanks to a 1903 treaty with Panama that gave America sweeping rights over the canal and its operations. But from the start, the treaty was controversial, with many Panamanians feeling it was forced upon them without fair negotiation. They saw it as an unfair deal, giving the U.S. too much control over the canal and the surrounding Panama Canal zone, infringing on their sovereignty. As the 20th century rolled on, nationalist feelings in Panama grew stronger, driven by a desire for more control over the canal, which had become a symbol of national pride. This symbol of national pride, still under foreign administration, fueled growing frustration among Panamanians. The 1964 riots, triggered by flag disputes in the canal zone, highlighted the simmering tensions and the urgent need for a new agreement to address these issues. In 1977, after intense negotiations, the U.S. and Panama signed the Torrijos-Carter treaties, named after President Jimmy Carter and General Omar Torrijos. This landmark deal set the stage for the gradual transfer of the Panama Canal to Panama, ensuring a smooth and orderly transition. The treaty mandated that the U.S. would hand over full control of the canal to Panama by December 31, 1999, ending an era of American administration. The treaty's signing sparked mixed reactions in the U.S., reflecting diverse opinions on the strategic and economic impacts of the transfer. Some celebrated it as a diplomatic victory and a recognition of Panamanian sovereignty, applauding the peaceful resolution of a long-standing issue. Others criticized it as a strategic mistake, arguing it would jeopardize U.S. interests in the region and reduce American influence in a crucial maritime corridor. Section 4, Trump's bold move, a canal reclaimed? The Panama Canal, a marvel of American engineering and a linchpin of global trade, has once again become a hot topic in the 21st century. Former President Donald Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, stirred the pot by demanding the canal's return to U.S. control. This bold assertion, made during his presidency, sent ripples through the diplomatic world and reignited fierce debates about the canal's ownership and America's historical role in Panama. Trump, in his typically direct manner, claimed that the 1977 treaty was unfair to the U.S. and that the canal rightfully belonged to America. His demand, though lacking diplomatic subtlety, struck a chord with those who yearned for a return to American dominance on the global stage. It resonated with parts of the American public who saw the canal's handover as a symbol of national decline. The Panamanian government, however, firmly rejected Trump's claim, asserting its full sovereignty over the canal and condemning any challenge to its ownership. The international community largely backed Panama, viewing Trump's demand as a breach of international law and a troubling precedent. Chapter 5. The Economic Lifeline of the Americas. The Panama Canal is a powerhouse of global trade. This vital waterway connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, streamlining the movement of goods worldwide. By allowing ships to avoid the perilous Drake Passage, the canal saves time, cuts fuel costs, and minimizes risks. For the United States, the canal is a key player in its economic success. It provides a crucial route for American exports, especially agricultural and manufactured goods, heading to Asia and the Pacific Rim. The canal's efficiency boosts U.S. businesses and creates jobs. Additionally, the tolls collected from passing ships generate substantial revenue. These funds are essential for Panama, fueling infrastructure projects, social programs, and government initiatives. The canal has transformed Panama into a hub for logistics, finance, and tourism. Even after handing over control, the U.S. remains a major user of the canal. American companies are deeply involved in its operations and management. Ensuring the canal runs smoothly is in the best economic interests of both the United States and Panama.